Everyone tells you the way to get better at Fortnite is to grind more. More hours, more creative, and more scrims. And on the surface, that sounds right, because the players who are better than you are usually the ones who played more than you. So you sit down, you put in 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and you wait to get good. But here's the truth nobody actually tells you. More hours is not what makes you improve. I've watched players grind thousands of hours and stay stuck at the exact same level, getting the exact same placements, while someone who played half as much as them blew straight past them. Because getting good at this game was never about how much time you put in, it's about whether that time is actually going towards the right thing. And there's a specific system that the players who go pro use to make every hour count. It's not complicated, and it's not buying a better setup. It's a way of practicing that the people stuck at the same level for 2 years have literally never done once. So in this video, I'm going to give you the full step-by-step system for how to actually go pro in 2026. But before we get into it, if you're actually serious about improving, you need to be using Snapin. It's the only fully personalized AI coaching system for Fortnite. It watches your gameplay clips and finds your exact weaknesses that's costing you placements and losing you fights. Then it tracks all of your weaknesses so you always know what your biggest weaknesses are, and then it builds you fully personalized routines based off your time limit and your weaknesses. You also get unlimited coaching from Snapin's AI coach, which is trained on over 200 plus pro strategies, and it knows all of your weaknesses, goals, and it's tailored to your playstyle. There is literally nothing out there that can help you improve as fast as Snapin. And if you don't believe me, you can try it with literally zero risk, because if you don't improve in under 30 days, they will give you your money back. So if you're actually serious about improving as fast as possible, click the link in the description and check out Snapin. The first thing holding you back, and the reason most of your grinding does nothing, is that you're trying to get better at everything all at once. You hop on, you do a bit of 1v1s, maybe a bit of 2v2s, or a bit of ranks, some aim training, and probably some mechanics practice, but you finish the day feeling like you worked hard. But you didn't really actually get better at anything because your practice had no intention. So you probably only got better slightly, whereas if you practice with intention, you could have got better at around 3 to 5 or 1 to 3 things, a lot more. And if them things are what you're bad at, your placements are going to improve a lot faster if you did that. So here's the system, and it's really simple. Step 1 is to find your weak points, the exact thing that keeps getting you killed. Are you missing your shots? Then that's your aim. Do you keep getting sprayed or running out of mats every time you rotate? Then that's your rotations. Do you keep missing edits? Then that's your editing. Just be honest with yourself about the things that actually send you back to the lobby. Step 2 is to write down your top 3 weaknesses every week. Just 3. Or if you want to, you could do up to 5, maybe 6, or maybe even 7. Step 3 is to build your practice around those things. So if your shotgun aim is weak, your warm-up must have drills that focus on your shotgun aim. If you're bad at rotations, you must play more scrims and watch how pros rotate for every zone and try to implement it into your own games. A simple routine that's built around your own weaknesses is the fastest way to improve, because we all have different things holding us back, so a routine that ignores yours is just wasting your time. Keeping your practice simple will get you moving, but without this next thing, you'll hit a wall and stop improving completely. It's really simple. You play, you look at what went wrong, you fix it, then you play again with the fix in. And then you do that over and over. Think of it like this. 1 week is 1 cycle. You play your games, you watch your end games back, you find the exact mistakes that got you killed, and you spend the next week working on that mistake, then you play again. This is the difference between a player who actually improves and a player who's just stacking up hours. If you don't look at your mistakes, you'll keep making the same ones 1,000 times, and you'll never understand why your placements aren't moving. Looking back at your games and fixing your mistakes is what turns playing into actually getting better. Here's the thing every pro has done that you probably haven't done enough of, and it's why they always seem to know exactly what to do whilst you're sat there thinking. It's reps. When you see the same situation hundreds of times, your brain just knows what to do instantly without thinking. Fortnite has so many different situations, so the only way to handle them without thinking is to have already seen them hundreds of times. The reason pros qualify for FNCS finals every single time is not luck and it's not talent. It's that they've got way more reps than you, so they already know what to do in every situation. So get your reps in. For fighting, if you're really serious about going pro, that means at least 100 1v1s a day against a good player. For tournaments, that means a lot of endgame and scrim reps, so you actually know how to win off spawn, how to rotate, how to get surge, and what layer to be on for each zone. Getting in tons of reps against good players is how you build the instincts that pros have. Now, you can do everything I've said so far and still get suck, because if you can't fight, you will never go pro. It's that simple. Fighting is one of the most important skills in this game, and it's also the thing that most players are secretly really bad at. So here's the rule. At least 60% of your total time on Fortnite has to go towards your fighting. Now, if you're already in things like Division 2 and Division 1, then you can lower that time slightly to maybe be 50%, although when you're in Division 2 and Division 1, you'll most likely be in a high-level scrim Discord that runs sessions, so really what you want to do is play every scrim session possible, leave some time for a warm-up that focuses on your weaknesses, then whenever there isn't a scrim session running, you can work on your fighting. Because when you actually think about why you die, it's almost always a fight you should have won, but you missed an edit, you got full box, you missed a shot or something like that. All of that is fighting, and all of it gets fixed by grinding fights against good players. The best way to do it is 1v1s against someone better than you. If you're a lower level player, W King in ranked is also great because it gets you used to your real ping, delay and FPS, and you go up against loads of different playstyles. But once ranked gets too easy for you, you have to move to creative fighting practice against good players. 1v1s, 2v2s, realistics, against people who will actually punish your mistakes. Because if you only play people you can beat, you build bad habits, and then a good player will punish you for those bad habits in a real game. Now, let me tell you how pros actually become pros, so you can copy the exact same thing that's already proven to work. It comes down to two things, and the second one is by far the most important. The first is scrims. When you play scrims, your number one job is taking it to the end game every game, because that's when most of your improvement and your points come from. If you're dying off spawn in scrims, you'll die off spawn in tournaments too. So if your early game is the problem, practice it with your duo over and over, and at least half of your scrims, you should be working on the exact thing that's getting you killed, not just playing scrims just to play scrims. The second thing, and this is the real difference between average players and pros, is watching pros games. A pro with tens of thousands of dollars in earnings told me this himself. He said the most important thing you can do to go pro is watch pros play. Look at the decisions they make and then copy those decisions in your own games. You try them in scrims first, then you bring them into tournaments. Watch players like Peterbot, Queasy, Acorn or Vanyak, and don't just watch their highlight videos or something like that. Watch how they play their game and use Fortnite's replay system. This is what teaches you how to play a proper competitive game, and it's the only thing almost nobody actually sits down and does. Now, this part might hurt a little, but it's something you need to hear. The number one thing that separates a top 2000 player from a top 200 player is not their mechanics or their aim. It's their game IQ, how smart they play. There are thousands of players with good enough mechanics to be pro who will never make it just because they don't think. Most players take fights without ever asking themselves, is this a good fight to take? They play on autopilot, take bad fights and just hope it works out. Pros don't do that. Pros take the good fights and they understand that a fight you had an 80% chance chance of winning was still a good fight to take, even on the times it goes wrong. And the biggest mistake of all is playing not to lose instead of playing to win. The player who's too scared to take a single fight goes into the final zone with the worst loot in the lobby and just hopes for a good placement. This is the player who never goes pro. The pro plays the game to win it. He goes for height when it's there, and he knows that sometimes a good play goes wrong, and that's fine. You just have to learn from it. And here's 3 more honest truths. 1, you can't get better by playing the same friend you've beaten 100 times. If you want results nobody else gets, you have to practice in a way nobody else wants to do, against players better than you, in the best practice Discord your region has. And 2, you have to pick your weaknesses and grind them until they're not there, and you have to grind for months or sometimes even years, not a few days. If you're really good at playing defensive but bad at playing aggressive, that's 2 years of habit, and it takes real time to fix. And 3, getting better doesn't happen in a straight line. You'll have weeks where you feel like you're getting worse, but those bad weeks almost always come right before your biggest jumps. So do not quit when they happen. So that's the full system. Keep your practice simple and focused on your weaknesses. Look back at your games to fix your mistakes, get your reps in, spend most of your time fighting, play scrims with a purpose, watch pros games like I showed you, and fix the mentality stuff that keeps 99% of players stuck. Do all of that and I promise you'll improve faster than you have all year. And if you're serious about getting better tournament placements and you want something that finds your exact weaknesses, builds your routines around them, and tracks your improvement for you instead of you guessing, then check out Snapin using the link in the description. It does this whole process for you. If this helped, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.